What's up, family? Trail here, and protecting Social Security should be our #1 priority. That is what some Democrats are calling for. And inflation is at 40-year highs right now. Prices of goods and services, groceries, as well as gas at the pumps are up 40%. And our seniors and our Social Security recipients are the most vulnerable Americans against these changes that are happening in America. And the latest cost of living adjustment is just a small bit of relief, but it doesn't even offset the crazy increases that we have seen over the last 6 months. That is why the Democrats are calling for change to happen right now. Even Senator Joe Manchin is calling for a compromise on Social Security reform. And then don't forget about the petition that went out over a year ago by the Senior Citizens League, which they were calling for a $1,400 stimulus check. Is that still a thing? Well, I've got answers, but before we get started, hey, you already know what to do. Make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, as well as hit the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Now let's go ahead and start with the video. Starting off with some tragic news that happened over the weekend, another mass shooting, sadly to say. Yes, guys, a gunman ended up killing about 5 people at a Colorado Springs gay club before being subdued by patrons, according to police reports. Now, a 22-year-old gunman opened fire with a semi-automatic rifle inside of a gay nightclub in Colorado Springs, killing 5 people and leaving 25 others injured. He was subdued by heroic patrons and arrested by the police, who arrived within a few minutes. Now, the shooting came during a Transgender Awareness Week and just at the start of the Sunday's International Transgender Day of Remembrance, when events around the world are held to mourn and remember transgender people who were lost to violence. So again, guys, we'll definitely want to keep those individuals in our prayers, regardless to whether you side with the LGBTQ community or not. It doesn't matter. They are still humans, and they deserve every right to live in this country as other individuals. So we definitely want to keep them as well as their families in our prayers in the meantime. Moving on, guys. Hey, did you know President Biden turned 80 years old on Sunday? Yes, guys, and New York Times ended up putting out an article or a report which they were sort of trying to mock him, saying that he has a lot going on in his favor for being 80 years old. But anyways, guys, yes, President Biden is the first president to reach 80 years old while still in the White House. So maybe that is an accomplishment. But yes, guys, President Biden turned 80 on Sunday, and he has been a frequent issue among Republican critics and even some Democratic allies and media pundits. If he were to win re-election in 2024 presidential election, Biden would be 86 years old at the end of his second term. So yes, guys, that is another reason why we do not need to elect him, nor do we need to elect the former President Donald Trump as well. We need new face in the White House. We need some fresh meat. We need someone new, and that is why we are hoping that we have some other candidates when it's time to go ahead and go to the polls to decide whether or not who is going to be our next president. But again, guys, we still have about 2 more years with the current president, President Biden, and we just have to wait it out, guys. But anyways, moving on. Hey, you guys know about this huge storm that's going on in the northeastern area, pretty much in upstate New York. Yes, guys, they pretty much received about 6 feet of snow within 24 hours. Yes, guys, this is pretty much historic altogether. And yes, guys, they were actually expecting another foot of snow just yesterday. But anyways, guys, they're pretty much in about 75 inches of snow right now. And they have actually called in the National Guard. Yes, guys, this is for assistance because the National Guard has activated amid deadly western New York snowstorm that has dropped more than 6 feet of snow in the region. Now, Erie County received the brunt of the snowfall. In Orchard Park, southeast of Buffalo, almost 6.5 feet of snow had fallen by 7 a.m. on Saturday morning. But again, guys, like I said, they have went ahead and called for about 150 National Guard members on the ground in the badly impacted south towns of New York, or the southern portion of Erie County, home to Buffalo, New York. But again, guys, this has has turned into deadly. We have had a couple of people that have lost their lives because of this particular snowstorm, and hopefully the National Guard can pretty much keep things under control. We have heard reports, I believe, from the governor. I believe that's who's made the statement, is that they pretty much don't even have nowhere to put the snow. So yes, guys, you see different videos of them pretty much putting the snow inside of dump trucks, but they don't necessarily have anywhere to dump all of this snow. So again, guys, hopefully it doesn't snow or continue to snow in this particular affected area, and hopefully this snow will melt very, very soon. But moving on, guys, hey, we do have some bit of good information in regards to what the FDA has just approved of a new drug. And yes, guys, this is pretty much the first drug that is actually capable of delaying the onset of type 1 diabetes. Yes, guys, the injection is the first approved therapy for people who show some early signs of the disease, though the drug's cost may limit particular access. Yes, guys, according to the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration said on this past Thursday they have approved the first drug to delay the onset of type 1 diabetes. The drug is called Tzield, is a monoclonal antibody injection. Is being approved for people ages 8 and older who have early signs of type 1 diabetes. Now, nearly 2 million people in the United States have type 1 diabetes, according to the American Diabetes Association, and symptoms can appear at any age, although it is usually diagnosed in children and young adults. Now, in people with type 1 diabetes, the body doesn't make insulin, a hormone that tells cells to use sugar for the bloodstream to make energy. Without insulin, too much sugar can stay in the blood, which can lead to health problems. So again, guys, this is a new drug that is on the market, but they're saying that it could be a little bit costly, which could limit the amount of people that have access to get this particular drug. So hopefully they can figure out a way to bring down the cost of this drug so that we can get more people detected onset before they actually get this particular type 1 diabetes. So again, that is some very positive news coming out of the media. But moving on to some information in regards to our Social Security recipients as well as our seniors. Yes, guys, the Democrats have come out and said that we must protect Social Security by raising the debt ceiling. Yes, guys, the Democrats are in dire need of protecting Social Security, and they feel like the only way they can do it is by raising the debt ceiling. Now, right here, guys, it says that cutting Social Security is a very terrible policy and deeply unpopular with the American people, but nevertheless, Republican politicians are desperate to cut or worse, dismember the invaluable institution. Even in the months leading up to the midterm elections, Republicans couldn't stop themselves from talking about their plans to go after the Americans' people's earned Social Security benefits. Now, Republican politicians hate Social Security because it is a successful and popular program that puts the lie to their anti-government ideology, and their Wall Street donors who receive no fees from Social Security believe there is money to be made by cutting or privatizing the system. So yes, guys, if this information is true, you definitely want to think about this when you go to the polls to vote next time around. You should have had this information before the midterm elections, but that has already passed. So you definitely want to be mindful of this information and do your research for yourself, guys. This is just an article that I am reading today, but do your research. But if this is true, you definitely need to think about exactly how you vote when you go to the polls come 2024 presidential race. But anyways, guys, it does continue on and says that the Republican obsession with cutting Social Security, opposed by even the most conservative voters, helped to turn the red wave that Republicans anticipated into a red mirage. Blake Masters, which is an Arizona Senate candidate who ran on privatizing Social Security, lost to Democratic Senator Mark Kelly, similar to Don Bolduc, a New Hampshire Senate candidate who ran on cutting and privatizing both Social Security and Medicare, was crushed by Democratic Senator Maggie Hassan. So yes, guys, like I said, the Democrats figure out that they need to protect Social Security and they need to make sure that it is the number 1 priority. Yes, guys, this could affect our seniors, our Social Security recipients, as well as those individuals on SSI, SSDI, VA beneficiaries, all of those under the umbrella of Social Security Administration. So again, guys, I agree with this. We definitely need to protect this system because without it, what are these individuals supposed to do? They were promised one thing, and if we cut it out, what are they supposed to do? I mean, come on now. But anyways, guys, we definitely need to improve the system, and that is why we need to call for Social Security reform. And that is exactly where we heard from Senator Joe Manchin, in which he is calling for a compromise on Social Security, Medicare, as other Democrats continue to go on the attack. Now, Senator Joe Manchin says that Social Security, Medicare reforms are needed because we cannot live with this crippling debt. Yes, guys, it says in the closing days of 2022 midterm election, Democrats, including President Biden and the former presidents Obama and Clinton, have been accusing Republicans of wanting to cut Social Security and Medicare. While Republicans insist that these attacks are not true, on Thursday, Senator Joe Manchin, a moderate who is not up for re-election this year, gave his assessment of what Congress needs to do with the entitlement spending. Now, Manchin was speaking virtually at a CEO conference, and he told the Fortune CEO Alan Murray that Congress needs to work on passing bipartisan reforms to entitlement programs and cut federal spending. He said in a statement that, look, you're going to get your financial house in order. We cannot live with this crippling debt, said Senator Joe Manchin, whose previous objections to spending substantially watered down Biden's Build Back Better agenda. He also said in a statement that, look, if we don't look at the trust funds that are going bankrupt, whether they be Medicare, Medicaid, or Social Security, highway, all of those, there are tremendous problems right now, according to the West Virginia lawmaker. And he said in a response to the question about where Democrats and Republicans need to get a compromise. And this is exactly one place that he feels that that is actually necessary. He feels that the Democrats and the Republicans need to come together and figure out how to improve this Social Security program, because there is no other way. However, he did say we need to figure out how to stop all of the spending, especially under President Biden. So again, guys, like I said, Senator Joe Manchin is calling for a compromise between both parties, and it sounds like that he really wants to not necessarily cut out the Social Security program, but he feels like we need to improve the system because it is definitely broken, and that is why he is calling for Social Security reform. And I will agree, guys, that is exactly what we need to do. We need some smart people in Congress to come together to figure out what is the best option for the American people, not for Congress, not for the president, but for the American people, to figure out how to fix this system and make it right moving forward. Or else, guys, this program could end within the next 10 to 12 years. And hopefully that does not happen. And then also we have this article in reference to what the Republicans are trying to do. It says right here that this Republican Social Security COLA change would actually slash benefits by $117 per month. Yes, guys, it says that a core GOP proposal designed to strengthen Social Security would eventually reduce annual benefits by $1,400. Yes, guys, it says right here that for the past 82 years, the Social Security Board of Trustees has released a lengthy annual report that looks at the inner workings of Social Security and attempts to forecast how financially healthy the program will be over the short term, which is around 10 years or so, as well as the long term, which is around 75 years. Now, this particular report takes into account fiscal policy changes, as well as a multitude of demographic shifts such as birth rates and net legal immigration. Now, since 1985, every Board of Trustees report has cautioned that Social Security wouldn't generate enough long-term revenue to sustain its existing payout schedule, inclusive of annual cost of living adjustments, or better known as COLA. As the 2022 report, Social Security is staring down a $20.4 trillion cash shortfall through the year of 2096. If nothing is done to resolve this shortfall, an across-the-board benefit cut of up to 23% to the Old Age and Survivors Trust Fund, which pays more than 48 million retired workers their monthly benefits, may be necessary by 2034. So again, guys, like I said, only 11 more years unless they figure out this Social Security reform to fix this broken system. I mean, this particular system system has been pretty much the same way for more than 20 plus years. And our economy has changed multiple times since then, as well as we have gone through pretty much our second recession since then, guys. And here we are right now going through it again with inflation at all-time 40-year highs, as well as the prices going up over 40% in the grocery stores, as well as services, as well as at the gas pumps. And look at our Social Security program. It doesn't provide more money to sustain the inflation in this country. So definitely, guys, would you agree? Do we need to go ahead and have a Social Security reform? And do we need both of Congress, both sides of the aisle, the Republicans and the Democrats, to come together to figure out a better solution for this program? If you agree, hit the like button down below and comment and let me know your thoughts on whether or not they should improve this particular program. The American people are desperate in need of a fix for this Social Security reform. But again, guys, also don't forget, we recently saw about a year ago in which the Senior Citizens League was calling for a petition, which was calling for an additional $1,400 stimulus check to be provided for our Social Security recipients. And yes, guys, we haven't heard anything about this as of yet, and I will go ahead and let you guys know that right now, as of today, we don't have anything on the table in regards to on a federal level that is going to provide a Social Security stimulus check. We don't have anything as of now, but hopefully, guys, we have heard from President Biden in the past, although he has been a little bit shaky of holding his word, but he has stated in the past that one of his number one priorities is to fix the Social Security program, as well as to figure out how to provide more money in benefits per month for our Social Security recipients. So again, guys, I wish that the Senior Citizens League would actually bring back this petition and go ahead and get more signatures to send it over to Congress, because those are the ones that really need to hear the voice of the American people, and they need to figure out how to get Congress to get President Biden and Congress to approve of an additional stimulus check specifically for our Social Security recipients. And that does include our seniors, as well as our SSI, SSDI, VA beneficiaries, all of those individuals under the Social Security Administration umbrella. Again, guys, like I said, that would be a very, very, very great thing to do, to provide a $1,400 stimulus check for our Social Security recipients, especially at a time that we're in right now. But again, guys, like I said, we don't have anything as of yet, but we will just have our fingers crossed in the meantime. But anyways, guys, hey, I hope all this information in this video was helpful to you today. Well, anyways, guys, hey, that's all I have for you today. But feel free to check out some of the links down below, because it is a great way for you to support this channel, as well as some opportunities for you to get some free money, some free cash in your pockets, as well as how you can obtain 12 free stocks from Webull after you deposit just $1. And those stocks could be worth up to $3,000. But anyways, guys, hey, if you enjoyed today's content and you want to see more, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It's totally free. And if you like today's video, then go ahead and hit the like button for us. It really helps out this channel, as well as it tells YouTube to share this video with others. But anyways, guys, hey, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching, and I hope to see you on the next video. Peace.